Peace, 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 good world. Peace, 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 good world. Flex Mathews, live in the flesh. Show's called SAYSFLEX. Make sure you click the subscribe, follow, share. The whole Nizan, the whole Nizan, the whole Nizan. Hope you're having a good day. It's cold outside. Thank God I'm inside. I thank God for shelter. Thank God for work and a place that I can be creative. Shout out to Words, Beats, and Life. I'm always repping Words, Beats, and Life. So salute to them. Salute to them. Yeah, today's a good day. It's my first time out. This is my first time outside the house today, right? I've been in the house all day. I did go outside to take the garbage out, but other than that, I did not go outside. That's kind of a process of mine. Once it starts getting cold, your boy don't be going outside like that. Nah, nah, not at all. So it's interesting because today is an interesting show because this week is kind of eventful. It was an eventful week. Um, I lost a former student. One of my former students passed away. He's a grown man now. He's 30 years old. He was 30 years old, but when I met him, I was probably about 18. It's like 17 or 18. And he came to my rap class and was just young and wanted to make music and was alive and bright, you know? So I went to his funeral on Monday, you know? And so before I go any further, I just want to have a moment of silence, you know, for my boy Teyvon, also known as Shinobi of Chernobyl. The acronym is TSOC, TSOC. So I want to have a moment of silence for my homie. No doubt. Thank y'all. I was just having a moment of silence. If you're tuning in, I'm just having a moment of silence for a young rapper that I knew. I knew him as a young guy. Peace, 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 peace. I just had a moment of silence for a young rapper that I know. He's a grown man now, and his name was Teyvon, aka Shinobi of Chernobyl. So thank y'all for tuning in. He was a rapper, a friend, a brother, but he was just so much, you know. So shout out to him. And really, it got me to thinking. It got me to thinking about rappers who have passed away, you know, rappers who are no longer with us, right? And I was just like, all right, well, let me see, let me create a list of rappers who have passed away, right? Who've been influential to me and on my journey. You dig? So I got my man T-Sock at the top, you know, because that's just my boy, you know. So shout out to him. The first person on my list, he's part of a duo. They just came out with a great album. So I've heard. I haven't heard it yet, but they say it's great. Mobb Deep. And I gotta say rest in peace to Prodigy. Prodigy, whether he's in a group or whether Prodigy is solo, his catalog is one to be rivaled. It's a great catalog. From HNIC, his introduction as a solo artist, to Infamous, which is, some people call it the real introduction of Mobb Deep. Juvenile Hell was the real introduction of Mobb Deep. That was their first album. Peace, peace. What up to everybody tuning in? Hi, hello. So that's a long name. Peace, though. Peace, peace. Kari, peace. Everybody. tuning in. Peace. But yeah, I'm gonna give a shout out to Prodigy for rappers who have passed away. I'm telling you, when I was young, this guy influenced me heavy. Like I'm talking, he influenced me like no other. I was like, yo, this dude might be the illest. You know, I'm a real big fan of like rappers who are like the working class MC to me, right? The working class MC, how they put their words together in a way that isn't complex, but at the same time, it's clever and it's dope and it's live and it's something to be rivaled. So, and I think the working class MC is always the best MC for the most part. So, Prodigy to me is a working man MC, a working class MC, and rest in peace to him. He influenced me a lot. The next dude on my list is a rapper by the name of Guru. I want to say rest in peace to Guru from Gang Starr. Legendary, legendary, legendary. Gang Starr has influenced me a lot. Guru influenced me a lot. The first song that comes into my mind when I think of Gang Starr is You Know My Steez. The album's called Moment of Truth. Great album. A lot of people might be like, yo, that's later in their journey. You should come with something off Step Into the Arena or Hard to Earn. I dig it. I dig it. Do your thing. Do your thing. If that's what y'all into, that's what y'all into. But to me, Moment of Truth was like, I was like, this is an excellent piece of work right here. And not to say that the other stuff was an excellent piece of work, but Moment of Truth, great album. I first heard of Guru off Mass Appeal, and then which is legendary. Would shout out to that video, Mass Appeal, because if you look when they're in the car, and when there's a scene they're in the car, you look in the back seat, and then that's a group home sitting in the back seat, like doing the cameo, whatever deal, But they weren't out there yet, The group hadn't formed, they hadn't released, or the group hadn't released any music yet, But that was maybe that was a sign of things to come, So if you look at that video, you can see Group Home, Lil Dap, Malik had a Nutcracker. I think somebody else, and someone else is in the back seat, but I don't really know who that is. But I also learned about Guru. He had a song called "Watch What You're Saying" with Shaka Khan off his album called Jazzmatazz. And let me clarify, I'm not gonna say off his album Jazzmatazz because there was a Jazzmatazz 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, it was just what it was Guru linking up with a lot of jazz artists making hip hop jazz music, and I think he did a pretty good move. I think Jazzmatazz 2 was slightly better than Jazzmatazz 1. It's just my opinion. But it was a good joint, good joint. The next rapper on my list, I want to say rest in peace to. It's weird because I can't really call him a rapper because he's a rapper and a producer. So I want to say rest in peace to MF Doom, MF Doom, MF Doom, a pioneer, and really just a giant in hip hop, whether it's mainstream or underground, but really a pioneer in the whole like lo-fi movement, like the dusty digital beats, like, you know, rhyming with the rhyming and creating the obscure rhyme, like words, and the way he would put words together and phrases, which I later on found out, right? I later on found out. Have a great day too. Hello, 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 Roger. Peace, Roger. I later on found out about MF Doom. He wrote his. He would not write like how people just write line after line after line after line. He wouldn't write like that. He would have sticky notes with punchlines, and he would just stick them on the wall. Sticky notes, right? He would write a punchline, stick them on the wall. Punchline, stick them on. And he just had this whole wall of sticky notes, and he would just start putting them together to make verses. And I was like, that's crazy. Like that's crazy because to me, I write so linear. I mean, linear, I guess is the phrase, right? Maybe, maybe not. But I'm just line after line after line after line. I can't, like, the beat has to be playing all the time, and I gotta be like creating music like that. So the idea of writing the way he wrote is crazy to me. Um, but he also made beats though, right? Like MF Doom also made beats and he also rhymed and he also had really dope merch. Like the idea to call him just a rapper or put him on this list of rappers is kind of like not really giving him all the credit he deserves, you know? But he inspired me a lot. I learned about him. It's interesting. I learned about him off his album Victor Vaughn. And you know what? I got that album as like a gift bag because I won an MC battle, and I was like, oh, I heard of MF Doom, but I didn't really know much about him, and I plucked that album in, and it was a great album. He has a duo. He has a song with Apani B on that album, and to me, it's probably the best song on the album, probably. I can't remember the name of it, but it was really good song. I listened to it a lot. Great song, great album. But I enjoyed it though. I enjoyed that album. But that was my introduction to MF Doom was the Victor Vaughn project. I think he may have had a Victor Vaughn too. Don't quote me on that, but I feel like he may or may have. I can't be too sure about that, you know. But yeah, shout out to MF Doom. Next one, I want to say rest in peace too was Big Pun. Big Pun, Big Pun. Man, this dude had flows upon flows upon flows upon flows, delivery upon delivery upon delivery. And he made a lot of rappers look crazy when they would feature with him, right? But that was his mindset, right? He said his mindset was, I'm trying to destroy any rapper I'm doing a feature with, which is crazy because that wouldn't really fly in this kumbaya world of rap that we live in now, right? Everybody's buddies, friends, kumbaya, da 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 for the most part. But back then, during that time in the mid '90s, late '90s, like it was completely acceptable. Like, yo, I don't. It doesn't matter who I'm on the song with. I'm trying to destroy them, and that was a common thing in that time. It was but it was more competitive during that time. It was more, rappers were more angry in that time. You know, aggressive and hyper masculine black male and brown male and Latino male. These were the things. These were the tropes that were presented in whatever the case may be, whether they were real or authentic, whether they were real or fake, authentic or not. This is what the energy that was presented during that time. It's still presented, but it's not as aggressive as it was during the mid '90s, during the early to late '90s, some of the 2000s, but mostly the '90s, where rappers were aggressive, and that competitiveness was continued just regular, just as like a regular day at the park. The aggressiveness, regular day at the park. The '90s gave us people like Onyx, you know, who are probably the most aggressive rappers I've ever seen. The '90s gave us grave diggers who were pretty aggressive. Were pretty aggressive. Um, the '90s gave us, um, I wouldn't say Killer Army was aggressive, but they had some aggressive rappers in their group, and they had some aggressive songs. But I would say grave diggers, Fushnikins. Interesting. I wouldn't say Fushnikins was aggressive. They were just energetic, or just energetic and hyper. I don't know if I would make them aggressive. I don't know if I could call them aggressive. But you also got, there's a rapper named Volume 10 who a lot of people say Ice Cube copied from in terms of his style and delivery, and later on after NWA, da 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 da. But Volume 10 was in the '90s, aggressive. There's a lot of aggressive rappers. Hyper Masculine came out in the 90s, you know, so yeah, but I'm on a tangent, you know. But Big Pun was really like, yo, I'm trying to body any rapper I'm on a song with. And I don't recall him being out rapped by anybody. I like any song he was any time he had a verse with somebody. I can't remember any time he got out rapped. My favorite song by Big Pun is probably We Came Up. It had Nori on the hook. Yeah, we came up. What, making it happen. For rapping on the corner of the block, we going platinum. But when we roll, are we ready to ride? Are you ready to ride? Are you ready to die? Something like that. Yo, we came up. What? Such a good hook. Such a good hook. Do I support Trump? I mean, I don't really know much about what politics, but based off what he doing in the city, I don't know. I would probably say nah. I would probably say nah. I don't support homeboy like that. You know, you sending troops into the city and doing stuff like that. I don't really rock with that, you know. But hi, Finn Mario 12. Peace, peace. Do you support Trump? I don't know. But I don't support many politicians. I don't support many politicians like that. You know, I don't really pay attention to politics like that. I got my own neighborhood struggles that I focus on. Like I got homeless people I'm trying to feed in my own neighborhood. I got kids that I'm trying to get sneakers to. I got elderly people that I'm trying to check on, you know. So I don't really focus on politics like that because the people on the Capitol Hill, they gonna do what they want to do, and they've been doing what they want to do, and they gonna keep doing what they want to do, regardless of how you feel, how I feel, what I think, what you think, what the world thinks. Them Bama's gonna do what they want to do. So I'm gonna do what I want to do, and what I want to do is really help the people, and most importantly, help the people in my neighborhood, and help the people on my block, and help the elderly people on my block. So that's what I'm on right now. Do I have a YouTube? Yeah, my YouTube is Flex Mathews. Yeah, my name is Flex Mathews. Spell it FLEXMATHEWS. That is FLEXMATHEWS. I don't know why I struggled with that for a second. That's also my Instagram too, Finn Mario. That's also my Instagram. Also, you know what I'm saying? So Trump does win the people's vote. He does, and but he has lost too. You know, so there's always there's always an in between, right? But I want to say rest in peace to Big Pun. I'm talking about rappers who have passed away, and I just want to give them their flowers and salute them. You know, the next rapper on my list is called Eazy-E, OG West Coast. Eazy-E, rest in peace. Part of the legendary rap group NWA, who brought us classics like Fuck the Police and so many more. My favorite song by Eazy-E is probably Compton City G's, Real Compton City G's. It's a response to Dr. Dre and Snoop dissing him. You know, definitely my condolences too to those fellas. Appreciate my condolences. I appreciate that, Chief. Appreciate that. Um, but yeah, Compton City, Real Compton City G's, man, that beat is crazy. He's rhyming dope. I'm like, man, this is awesome. Um, so shout out to, Easy E in that moment. It's crazy because Dr. Dre didn't really write his rhymes. I don't know if Dr. Dre wrote his rhymes on that. I'm pretty sure he didn't, but I can't confirm or deny that. And I really don't know if he's definitely a legend. Um, I don't know if Easy E wrote his rhymes, so to me, they're neck and neck, you know, in that situation, right? They're neck and neck in that situation on what if rappers who were writing their rhymes or whatever the case may be. Dr. Dre is a producer, and most producers like Dr. Dre they're not concerned about if they wrote the rhyme or not. He's a producer. His mindset is, yo, I'm just trying to create the best song possible. So, Finn Mario, if you got a verse, and Dr. Dre like it, he gonna rap it. Oh man, if I butcher your name, please, if I say your name wrong, forgive me. Zaytati, if you got a verse and Dr. Dre like it, he gonna rap it. You know what I'm saying? Jonathan, if you got a verse from Dr. Dre, he gonna rap it. And if those are the best verses for the songs, then Dr. Dre gonna use those verses for the songs. And he doesn't really care that he wrote it, he didn't write it, but Dr. Dre isn't trying to hide the fact, peace. Dr. Dre isn't trying to hide the fact. I'm a stream by. Oh, peace. Be cool, brother. Be cool. Thank you for stopping in, Fin Mario. Thank you for stopping in. But Dr. Dre isn't trying to hide the fact that he didn't write the record. In fact, most Dr. Dre songs, you look at the credits, you'll see he didn't write most of those songs. And the names of the artists are written on there. So he's not trying to hide it, right? So but Dr. Dre is alive, and we're not talking about alive rappers for the most part right now. Right now, we just giving flowers to everyone who's passed away. So rest in peace to Eazy-E. The next one on my list is DMX. Oh, DMX, 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 man, what a legend. What a legend, what a legend, what a legend. And once again, when I talk about the aggressive, hyper masculine, should you stream Fin Mario? I don't know. Should you? What you gonna stream about? I mean, it's all, what you gonna stream? I mean, what you got to lose? So I say stream, go for the gusto, man. Yeah, go for the gusto. But yeah, once again, DMX, right? Hyper masculine, in the 90s, aggressive. Hyper masculine, the energy, the aggressiveness, the just in your face, like unapologetically, gangster rap, hood rap, whatever you want to call it. But once again, Phife Dawg, I mean, not Phife Dawg, but who's next on my list, but DMX, he is like once again, like Prodigy, right? He's a working man's MC with how he phrases his words and the words as he uses. And they might not be the most complex, but they're sincere and they're dope and they're put together in a poetic manner that will reach through or cut through the noise or cut through the fat of the BS that might be clogging up the airwaves, like DMX was able to cut through that, and there's certain rappers who are working class rappers who are able to cut through that. And DMX was one of those cats. He's one of those dudes. His run was dope. Great discography. Even towards later in his career, it's a great discography. However, I mean, this is just a testament to anybody who's watching. Once you keep going to jail, like, people gonna stop checking for you. And once you keep going in and out of jail, the label's gonna really stop rocking with you. You feel me? Because the idea of being a rapper who went to jail, for some reason, people like that. But the idea of a rapper who keeps going in and out of jail, the people don't like that. And I've seen it. I've seen it happen with DMX. I've seen it happen with T.I. I've seen it happen with Lil Wayne. I've seen it happen with so many rappers who just kept going in and out of jail, in and out of jail. And after a while, the people stopped checking for them like that, and it was just like, it just kind of low, kind of went down, So stay out of jail, young bloods. Stay out of jail, rappers. Like that's a lesson from an OG right here. I'm just, but you ain't gotta listen to me. Do what you want to do. You dig? Do what you want to do. You ain't gotta listen to me. Next person on my list, Phife Dawg, Phife Diggy. I like him brown, Puerto Rican, and Haitian. My name is Phife Dawg from the, did he say Zulu Nation? I don't know. But Phife Dawg, man. Listen, Tribe Called Quest was like one of these. I mean, a lot of people debate who's better, Outkast or Tribe. Outkast started me rapping, so I'm not gonna say that Tribe is better. but I'm not gonna say that they not better. Like, Tribe had a hell of a run. Phife had a hell of a run. Q-Tip, hell of a run. Shout out to Jerobi. Like, yeah, nah, could never. I can't say because when I was first getting into hip hop, Tribe was there. But when I first got into hip hop, Outkast was there. You know, but I got into Outkast when I was green into hip hop. Right? I was young. I was green. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like, let's see what's going on, right? With this rapping thing. And once I figured out, oh, this is what I want to do for a living, then I came across Tribe and I was just like, oh, this is special. This is different, right? This is special. This is different. So shout out to Tribe. Rest in peace to Phife. Q-Tip is still doing his thing, keeping Fife's memory alive. The last Tribe album, I thought it was great album. I thought it was really great album. I was worried about that album because I was just like, sometimes the albums that come out post people's, demise or whatever the case may be, it's never that good, but that album exceeded everything that I experienced in rappers who have passed, right? So salute to Tribe, Q-Tip, and Jerobi and Buster and for keeping Fife's memory alive and for doing everything that they're doing with Old Boy and his family. And I think he even has I think Phife Dawg has a foundation too. Don't quote me on that, but I think he does. But yeah, I appreciate that. And yeah, shout out to Tribe. The next one on my list, I gotta say, is Big L. Right, I gotta say Big L. Big L spoke to me because he was a young rapper. When I started rapping, I was 15. I think when Big L came out, I think he may have been like 18 or 19, And once again, it's just one of these moments where you need these moments to happen. You need these artists to exist because when you're young, you're just doing it for fun. But you see people that are your age or not far from your age, right? I want to say Big L might have even been 17 or 18, 19, one of those, right? But you need these things to happen because after a while you'll be like, yo, oh, he ain't that much older than me, or she ain't that much older than me, or that crew ain't that much older than me. Oh, it's a possibility I can really be doing this. Like, I can really get a record deal at the time, which was like the mindset of most rappers at the time, because being indie we didn't have the infrastructure like we have now, So it's like the mindset of that, right? Just the mindset of like, I could possibly get a record deal. But when you're seeing rappers that are your age or close to your age, you be like, oh man, this is dope. Shout out to rappers like the Youngsters who was really like, making rap music that I really liked. And I was just like, yo, these youngins are dope. And I always admired like young rappers who were like young, but they were ill, like Shaheem the Rugged Child, right? They were young, but they were ill. Souls of Mischief, right? They wasn't that much older than me. They was young, but they was ill, right? So, you gotta salute them. And 93 Till also became platinum this year. So shout out to those brothers. Shout out to Souls of Mischief. 93 and Till Infinity became platinum this year. So salute to them. I don't even know what the metrics are for things to become platinum this year. Become platinum these days, you know what I'm saying? But I want to say salute to Souls of Mischief and everything that they did. And are still doing. They're still touring. They're still doing shows, and they're still putting up great numbers. I would say the last rapper on my list, people might get mad because I didn't mention the name that this rapper is always mentioned with. But I would say the next rapper on my list and the final rapper on my list is Tupac Shakur. Tupac. And the older I get, the older that I get, right? The older I get, I start. It leads me to think that Tupac just might be the greatest rapper of all times. And I know a lot of people be like, yo, da 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 da, blah blah blah, yo. Nah, bro, I'm telling you, like Tupac just might be the greatest rapper of all times. Like when I listen to this Bama rap, he died when he was 27, 26, 27, but he was talking grown folk rap for a long time. Ever since Brenda had a baby, this Bama been talking grown folk rap since Tupacalypse Now. This Bama was talking grown folk rap for a long time. There was never no bubblegum topics in his joints. There was never no wishy-washy joints in his catalog, in his discography. Like, man, and that's what I admire. People who can go pop their own way. People who can crack the top 40, the top 10, the top 100 their own way, man. And Pac did it his way, you know? Frank Sinatra did it my way, you dig? So shout out to Pac, man. His discography is huge, huge discography. When he died, when he was killed, I'm not gonna say when he died, when he was killed, all these songs came out, and all of his stuff just kind of got bootlegged, and that's who knows, who can say why that happened or what was the cause of that, you know. Who can say, right? Who can really say? Um, I know it left a big hole for Death Row Records because with all that stuff being leaked, that like albums upon albums upon albums upon albums got leaked from of Tupac after he was killed and his death was announced. Um, stuff was everywhere. Stuff was everywhere, and probably left a financial hole for Death Row Records and Suge Knight and them because with all the songs that were released, bro, he could have dropped Tupac. He could have dropped at least a good 8 or 9 Tupac albums post his demise. So that's what that is. So if you're tuning in, I was just giving rappers their flowers, saying rest in peace to my student who passed away, who was a grown man, but I met him when he was 17, 18, Teyvon, a.k.a. Shinobi of Chernobyl, also known as T-Sock. And I said rest in peace to a couple other rappers who influenced me, and I thought that they were great. Prodigy, Guru, MF Doom, Big Pun, Eazy-E, DMX, Phife Dawg, and Tupac. So rest in peace to those fellas. And if you've lost anybody in your life, I want to say rest in peace to those people too. Stay positive, stay optimistic, stay hopeful, keep believing in love, keep believing in righteousness, and say a prayer for the family members who have lost those people who have lost loved ones that were close to them, and man, pray for your enemies too. You dig? But I'm not about to start preaching or have a sermon on here. So y'all stay cool. SAYSFLEX. Thank y'all for following. Thank y'all for subscribing. If you haven't followed, please follow. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. My name is Flex Mathews. Catch me on Instagram, FLEXMATHEWS. That's how you spell my name. FLEXMATHEWS. That's how you spell my name. And I'll be here next Thursday, 9 p.m. All right. Stay blessed. Stay loved. Stay positive. Stay hopeful. Stay healthy. Stay hydrated. And stay kind. All right. Peace.